Sooner or later, life takes something from you that you did nothing to deserve. And the cruelest part isn't the loss, it's the silence, where the reason should be. Almost 3,000 years ago, someone wrote down a story about a man who lost everything, for no reason he could see, and refused to pretend it made sense. It's one of the oldest arguments humanity ever had with the universe, and it doesn't end the way you'd expect. His name was Job. Job was a good man, not perfect, but upright, generous, the kind of person who did right when no one was watching. He had wealth, health, a large family, a full life. By every measure anyone used then or uses now, he had earned his peace. And then, in a single day, it was taken. A messenger arrives. The livestock, raided, gone. Before he finishes speaking, another arrives. Fire has taken the flocks. Before that one finishes, another, and another. Each one a new collapse. And then the last messenger, with the sentence no parent ever recovers from. The house where his children were gathered has fallen. All of them. Gone. Job tears his robe. He falls to the ground. And here is the first astonishing thing. He does not curse. He grieves with his whole body. But he does not lie. And he does not turn cruel. Then it gets worse. His health goes too, his body covered in sores, until he is sitting in the ashes, scraping at his own skin with a piece of broken pottery. His wife looks at the ruin of him and says the thing despair always says, "Let it go. Curse God and die." And then his friends come, 3 of them, and for 7 days they do the only truly good thing anyone does in this whole story. They sit with him in the ashes and say nothing. But then they start to talk. And what they say is what people always say to suffering they cannot explain. You must have done something. This is punishment. Confess, and it will stop. There is a reason, and the reason is you. And Job, broken, grieving, will not lie. He knows he did nothing to earn this. He will not accept a false story just to make everyone else comfortable. He does not curse God, but he will not pretend. He demands the one thing he believes he is owed. An answer. Let me state my case. Let me ask why. And here is the part almost everyone misses. Job never gets his answer. When God finally speaks out of a whirlwind, he does not explain the suffering, not one word of justification. Instead, he asks Job questions. Where were you when the foundations of the world were laid? Have you walked the depths of the sea? Do you know the order of the stars? It is not a defense. It is a tour of a creation so vast and so old that Job had no hand in it and cannot begin to hold it in his mind. Not an explanation, a reorientation. Job's peace does not come from an explanation. It comes from an encounter. Somewhere in his suffering, the demand for a why had become its own prison. What finally freed him was not an answer to the question. It was being met by something larger than the question. Because suffering you did not earn may never come with a reason attached. And integrity, Job's whole victory, was never the absence of anguish. He wept. He raged. He argued with the sky. Integrity was something quieter, refusing to lie about his pain and refusing to abandon who he was inside it. So here is what to do with this week, when something hurts that you did not cause. First, notice the part of you demanding an explanation and gently set the question down. Not forever. just for now. You do not have to solve your pain to survive it. Second, tend to what is in front of you. The next small, honest thing. Keep your integrity. Don't let the pain make you someone you would be ashamed of. And third, let yourself be small in front of something vast. The night sky, the ocean, the sheer scale of being alive at all. Not to feel insignificant, but to remember that the story is bigger than the chapter you are trapped in. The ash was not the end of Job's story. It was the middle. Job never learned why. He learned something better, that he could lose the answer and still keep his soul. Maybe that is the oldest light there is. Not an explanation. The refusal to go dark. Before you go, if this story reached something in you, pass it to one person who is carrying something heavy right now. The oldest stories only survived because someone cared enough to share them. That is the only reason you are hearing this one. And if you want to sit with another, next week, stay here, with me. There is always another story. This was Old Light. Some answers are older than the questions.